Good morning, everybody. We start with the next chapter, chapter 6, that is minerals and energy resources. After this chapter, I'll give you some time to complete your written work and finish off with your project work also. But let's finish this unit with this chapter. So, minerals and energy resources, the next one. And we all know that metals and minerals, which are given to us, is a natural resource which is found on the surface or under the surface of the earth. And earth basically or essentially is made up of rocks, and these rocks contain minerals. So, what are minerals then? Minerals are naturally occurring inorganic substances, and they have a definite physical characteristics and composition, chemical composition. And any mineral from which any metal can be obtained in a profitable manner, we call that mineral as an ore. So, broadly speaking, we can divide the minerals into three categories: the metallic minerals, the non metallic mineral, and the mineral fuel. The metallic mineral is found in igneous rocks, and it can be rolled into sheets or drawn into wires. It has a shine or luster, like example iron and zinc. Non-metallic is it is found in sedimentary rocks, cannot be drawn into wires or rolled into sheets, and do not have shine or luster. I don't know how many of you remember your chemistry, but when we talk about rolled into sheets and drawn into wires, we use the word ductile and malleable. So metallic minerals are ductile and malleable both, and non-metallic minerals are not ductile and not malleable. And the example for non-metallic minerals can be limestone and gypsum. Now, a third category of minerals we have specified, but actually they are a part of a non-metallic only, because if you see, their properties match. Mineral fuel is also found in sedimentary rocks. It cannot be drawn into wires or rolled into sheets and do not have shine or luster. The properties of both of them are the same, but they are called as non-metallic, and these are called as mineral fuel. An example is coal and petroleum. So we have put the energy minerals into the category of mineral fuel, though the characteristic of non-metallic and mineral fuel remains the same. Now we'll talk about the others slowly and slowly. So metallic minerals, let's talk about metallic minerals first. Now metallic minerals, the first one which is in your syllabus is iron ore, and most of it comes from the peninsular India. There are four more main varieties of iron: magnetite, hematite, limonite, and siderite. Magnetite contains about 70% of iron, hematite 60 to 70, limonite 50 to 60, and siderite 35 to 45% of iron. That means out of all these four, magnetite is the best quality of ore from which iron can be extracted, and after magnetite, it is the hematite. Limonite and siderite do not give us a lot of iron, so therefore, we are not very keen on mining for these two to take out the iron ore. And India is the largest producer and exporter of iron ore in the world. And in India, Goa is the largest producer and exporter of iron. Hematite is found here in the districts of Sahakualim, Satari, and Bicholim. Now, these names you'll have to learn. I know you might find them very funny, but these are very, very important and they will be asked, and therefore you need to learn these districts. And it is also found in Odisha, in the districts of Keonjhar and Mayurbhanj, and in the state of Jharkhand, in the district of Maumandi and Goa. Then in Andhra Pradesh, in Guntur, and Telangana, Varangal. So these please do underline in your books, because if you do not underline, you might not later remember, and then it will become a lot of problem. So here they've given it to you in your book on page number 75. Kindly underline these so that you are able to learn when required. Then what are iron used for? Uses of iron. Of course, we know that iron is basically used to make steel, so it is used in the steel industry. Machineries of other industries are also made up of iron. Agricultural equipments, tools, infrastructure, buildings, bridges, rail tracks, railway coaches, all of it is made out of iron. So it is rightly said that in your books also it is mentioned that any country's development measure is measured by the use of iron. And another statement says, because of its wide range of use, it is known as the foundation of the present machine age. The present machine age, it is made called as like that because looking at the amount of iron which can be utilized by any country, the measure of its development can be taken. Because if you use more of iron, that means you are getting more developed. Obviously, if you're constructing more dams and bridges, if you are utilizing in your industries. If equipments are being made, more machineries are being made, automatically that means your country is developing. So iron ore is the most important mineral in a country's development. The second which we are going to do is manganese. Manganese is also used in manufacturing of steel, and it makes the steel tough and rust resistant or rust proof. It is also used in the electrical and glass industry, and preparation of bleaching powder and disinfectant is what the manganese ore is used for. And manganese is found in Madhya Pradesh, which is the leading producer in Balaghat and Chindwara district, and second state is Odisha, where it is in Keonjhar and Bunaigarh district. The third is bauxite. Now you don't have to, I mean, you have to learn the uses and the areas where it is found. So bauxite is an ore of aluminium, and aluminium is light but strong and does not rust. And it is used in the construction of aeroplanes, utensils, electric wires, and the areas where it is found is the Jharkhand and Odisha and UP. Need not learn the districts for this. Then the last one which we have as metallic minerals in our syllabus is copper. Again, it does not rust. It is a good conductor of electric current, and therefore electric wires and utensils and alloys are made of copper. I hope you know what is the meaning of alloy. Alloy means when two or more minerals or metals are mixed together to form a third metal, that is called as an alloy. So copper is mixed with nickel and iron. It makes stainless steel. Copper with zinc makes brass. Copper with tin makes bronze. Copper with nickel makes German silver. So copper is widely used in the manufacturing of alloys, and it is found in the states of Jharkhand, which is the largest producer, in the Hazaribagh and Chaibasa district. In Rajasthan, it is Khetri and Jhunjhuna, Andhra Pradesh, Guntur and Nellore, and Madhya Pradesh in the district of Balaghat. So these you have to learn. They are given in your books. You just have to underline after looking at this video so that you are able to learn the correct areas and the correct districts. There are plenty of other districts also given in the book. Kindly do not learn all of them. Per one state, two districts are enough if there are two. Like for example, in Madhya Pradesh here only Balaghat is there, so you learn one only. So we'll finish with this now, right now, and I will pick up the other minerals, that is energy resources, later. We don't have any non-metallic minerals in our syllabus, but yes, we'll be talking about the mineral fuels, that is coal, petroleum and natural gas, in my next video. So bye bye for now.